All right, Facebook, how you guys doing? This is Damon Mason. Hope everybody having a good day. First, let me calm down. Let me woosah, relax a little bit. It's been a few weeks since I've been live, and I actually sat in front of this computer screen for about a good 30 minutes. And honestly, I accidentally hit the go live button to start. A lot of friends say, "Man, you always go live, or the live guru or whatever." Some of my friends say, and I tell them all the time. I say one thing: I don't write nothing down. Yes, I try to pre-think what I want to say and whatnot, but I like to speak from the heart because it's open, it's honest. That's one of my benefits of being why I'm so passionate, because I don't write nothing down. I just speak openly and freely. Yes, I do pray before I speak, and that's the Holy Spirit to help me say what needs to be said, so it come out the way that it needs to be said. Because once I've said it, I'm not gonna go back on it. This is live. This is not something that's pre-recorded, and again, something that's not written down. Um, but I am going live right now on my YouTube channel, which is Coach Mason's Film Room, and at the same time, I'm going live on Facebook. All right, and I just want to share some things. Again, I've been waiting weeks to go live again. I'm trying to get my material right, but I was actually very, very motivated to go live today. And I want to say thank you to everyone. My birthday was April 21st, and so man, I had a lot of love that I received on Facebook, and I really appreciate that. I think I answered everyone back. But what I posted yesterday, guys, it really blew me away because I didn't know what type of response I was gonna get. And that was my draft experience way back in 1997. And I want to give a shout out to two of my friends who I seen posted that. They gave me an idea, Ernest Ross and Benote Butler. Those two gentlemen on Facebook, they gave me the inspiration and the motivation to post my story, because there was actually their story was about, I guess, of course, their experiences, but at the same time, the positive of the experience, that they endured. And so, I'm able to go deeply into my story. So as you guys saw, it was a long story. So that's why I shared that. So anyway, guys, so before I go any further, a gentleman asked me a question, and that also motivated me to go live today, because it was a great question, and I felt like it was a good opportunity to go live and share some of the things that I will share. I was shocked, man. I seen at least 8 individuals who had shared my draft story, and so that was surprising. And again, just a amount of support and love. And it was funny. I've been telling that story for years, But again, I'm a firm believer that God has a time, a purpose, a plan, and a season for everything. So maybe this was the right time to share that, you know, just based on what's taking place and what took place yesterday for a lot of young men, which always is going to take place. But at the same time, it takes place in high school as well, because you're going to have very few guys who actually get an opportunity to get a scholarship, and more guys who don't have that opportunity. And same thing on the NFL. You're going to have a handful of guys who are blessed with the opportunity to go to the next level, professional level, and you have more guys who wishing and praying for that opportunity to play on a professional level, on any professional level. So someone asked me, well, D Mace, what's next for you? What you got going on? And as you guys know, who follow me often, consistently, a lot, DM9. DM9 is my brand, and it's the covering, the umbrella for several endeavors, which I probably won't share them all, but briefly, I'm gonna try to share them quickly. I have DM9 streaming services. I have DM9 health and fitness with DM9 Fit. You guys see me posting what I'm doing. I can't even say that now. Pelotonics, that bike, which is awesome. Also, I have my Plexus supplements that I take along with my wife, which is awesome. But my main goals, or my first projects, endeavors, my baby, so to speak, is DM9 scouting and recruiting, which revolves around high school student athletes. As of right now, just football players. And I'm forgetting some. So in the spin-off of DM9, the scouting and recruiting, really is DM9 Diamonds of the Extinction is really is that title. And I just created another platform called D, which I'm very excited about this. See, I'm always excited about everything I do. But DM9 River Region High School Football Showcase. Now, you think showcase, most people might think of, well, I don't know what you think of, but it's not the type of showcase that you're talking about. More might be thinking about. And then with the draft being yesterday, and you guys who have been following me, y'all see what I've been doing, man. And let me say this here. I'm proud to say that I reached out to the river regions is in Louisiana, all right, which is really the river parishes. And D Mason, like being different, I decided to build on top of the river region, instead of river parishes. And that's the 8 high schools that's in the river region. So that's on the West Bank, that's Hansville High School, West St. John High School, St. James High School. Then you go to the East Bank, that's Lutcher High School, that's Riverside Academy. Then you have St. Charles Catholic High School, East St. John High School, and Destrehan High School, home of the Fighting Wildcats, my high school that I graduated from. Sorry. So those 8 high schools, and I've done this once before, and so I've been motivated to do something with that once again. But what's different this time is I've actually reached out to a handful of individuals in the river regions on both sides of the Mississippi, East Bank and West Banks. And I tried to reach out to several individuals who not only live within the river region, still living within the river region, but went to one of these high schools. And I asked them to consider being volunteer scouts for the projects that I have in place. And that's something that's big for me. Is a humbling experience, because I've never asked someone for help with anything that I'm doing as far as my endeavors. As I share with those individuals, I won't share a lot, but I will share this. I've come to the conclusion through prayer that that the plans that I have for DM9 and my brand DM9 and the ideas that I have to take the platform, to take it where I want it to be, where I envision it to be, I can't do it by myself. And it all revolves around, providing exposure to the young boys, the young high school football players within the river region. Now, let me say this here. I know there are some other individuals that are doing their thing, and hats off to them. I know these guys know me, and it is what it is. So it's no competition. It's just, everybody got their way of doing things. This is my way of doing what I want to do, and it's just one of the many things that I will be bringing to the river region. So with that being said, guys, and I won't be long. I'm gonna try my best not to be long. Again, just motivated to get on here, and I appreciate, again, you guys been reading a lot, because I've been posting a lot and there's a lot of stuff to read. But as you see, I have this Facebook page. Actually, I'm going to minimize this. I'm working on different techniques. So let me do this here. And so one of the things I have been working on, as you see, this is my Facebook page. And of course, I have my page for Diamonds of Extension. But here is a DM9's River Region High School Football Showcase. I apologize about that. And so while we are building those scouts, those volunteer scouts, while we are actually preparing for the first project that we're working on. Y'all, excuse me, I'm not answering this phone, but I decided, one of the things I wanted to do is go down memory lane like I always love to do, and I just started thinking about, my upbringing and the things that stood out to me, and not only the things that stood out to me, the people that stood out to me, and I had to go back to the beginning. The very first thing I could recall was these two gentlemen right here, and I'm not gonna talk much about it because I've posted a lot of information about it. I had to minimize my screen a little bit, so I'm just gonna talk briefly about it. So I can remember it was as early as I was either 8 or 10, playing for the LaPlace A's right there on Woodland School Ground. And C.J. Watkins used to always tell us about Lewis Lips, how Lewis Lips was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, how he played at Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, Mississippi in college, graduated from East St. John High School, but more importantly, he stressed that how Lewis Lips grew up right here in St. John Parish and played for Ford All-Stars baseball, which we were playing at the time, which I was playing at the time. And of course we heard about AJ Dewey. So I can't speak for none of my friends, but I was motivated to know that these guys came from the same area that I came from, and they had done some of the same things that I was doing at that particular time. Now, those two gentlemen was football, but at the same time, we also heard about a gentleman by the name of Gerald Williams. Gerald Williams ended up playing for the New York Yankees, but he was in the minor leagues for about between 14, 15, or 16 years before he actually got his shot. So that's a sign of perseverance right there. But these are names that I didn't post it because it was, I was on the football thing. But Gerald Williams, Lewis Lips, and AJ Dewey was three names that I heard about, and I think it's very important. I know, again, I can't speak for no one else, but for myself, to me, it's important to remember where I've come from, to remember the things I had to experience, the things I had to endure, the things that I was taught, the things that I was heard, the things that was drilled into my head from my parents and coaches and adults throughout the community in St. John Parish, because it all played a part in my life. As I got older, when things started to happen, I started remembering the things that I heard. I started remembering people saying, this is going to happen, that going to happen, that going to happen. So when those things started happening to me, no matter if it was good or bad, I had choices to make, and thank God I didn't always make the right choice, but thank God I had enough people. I had enough people that was pointing me in the right direction. Now, you guys, this right here, is very special to me because a lot of people on Facebook don't know or don't realize. I don't expect them to realize that, but St. John Parish, the river parishes are, as I say, the river region, man. We were more known for baseball than anything, especially St. John Parish. And when I came across this here, it took me back. A lot of people didn't know I played baseball. I played baseball before I played football. Let me not say no lie. And so a lot of these guys are close friends of mine. A lot of guys on here are guys I played with growing up and played against them in high school when I transferred. Then they got a lot of the young guys who came behind me who all went through the same Ford system, the Ford All-Stars, like Lewis Lips, like myself, and a lot of those guys who played on East St. John team that went 28-0 are on this list. So, even though this is a football oriented page, I had to give props out to my brothers, man, because I will go to my grave saying that nobody can talk baseball to me. I didn't come up playing T-ball and underhand pitch or slow pitch or coach throwing the ball. No, we had guys throwing, as we call it, that smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have the time right now to go through all the names. Again, I love to reminisce. I love to shout out my brothers. They know who they are. But again, straight out of St. John Parish, straight out of the River Region. Much love and respect to those young men who are now grown men with kids of their own. Now, And again, guys, I'm just recapping in my voice because you guys read it. I tried to, I always try to tell a story. I just don't want to just post nothing. So when I post things, there's a reason for everything. Let me see this. This thing is ain't right. So when I when I started looking for this particular post right here, this was the very first football game I went to at Leon Gacho Junior High School. And I want you guys to try to envision, as I said, man, and I don't want to know a long story, but I just remember, I'm serious, Darren Johnson was to me one of the best running backs that I had ever seen. And that was about, again, between the ages of 8 and 10. And he was small but fast, strong, and durable. And I could be totally wrong, but that's how I remember him. And I just remember him high stepping into the end zone. I remember walking around. You know how it is when you're at a certain age. The first thing they will tell you is, don't get lost. Don't go here. Don't go here. Don't go there. But when I saw football, my mind just was gone. It was kind of like being in Louisiana for Mardi Gras when I heard the bands, because every year I had a cousin or several cousins that marched in the band. And so I just went crazy. And whenever I saw the bands, and especially whenever I saw them. So besides watching football at my first high school football game, because my parents was older, they were not going to take me to a Friday night football game. So the next best thing was to go with my sister and her friends, which she hated that. But the only way she could go if she took her little brother. But the good thing is, the brother didn't want to be around her. The brother wanted to watch the football game. But besides the football game, man, again, I was a band lover. I'm still a band lover. I think Southern Jaguar is the best band in the land. I told y'all on Facebook, I grew up watching Southern halftime performance the way we watch film on football. And that was my cousins, Kier and Kieran. Some of y'all know Kier as Pop. They both went to St. Aug, and they both went to Southern, and was in a band at St. Aug and at Southern. So I grew up in the Southern way of doing things. I grew up in the St. Aug way of doing things. Watching film, they'll come to the house and just pop in. That's back when Southern was doing the same routine to Maze year after year after year, and I still loved it. So anyway, when I heard East St. John band for the first time, and they had guys like, Wilson Jones, we call him Pete, my cousin. I mean, Pete played snare drum. Another one who played snare drum, who I idolized, Troy Roberts. You know what I'm saying? I had my cousin T-Man, Terry. Guy by the name of Steve-O. I don't know Steve-O first of real name, but Steve-O, you talk about make a trumpet sing. And I can go on and on. I know Bobby. Bobby, I'm sorry, I can't think your last name, but I mean, there's so many guys that I watch in the band, man. So between sports and the band in St. John Parish at East St. John High School, I was just motivated. I wanted to do everything I seen my friends do, older friends and older cousins do. But then you see the name Michael Pittman, man. When it came down to defense, this was the first individual at the high school level that I had seen live. And he was just a headhunter. Michael Pittman, Clyde Cooper. And I got my big brothers down there, Charlie Grover. Charlie used to babysit me whenever his mom went to church. Same thing with Edward Jasmine. His mom and my mom went to church. Sometimes they babysit us. So to see these guys playing high school football, man, it motivated me because I'm watching them play high school football. But then I had the opportunity to be at their house, and I was a little knucklehead running around, trying not to be bad. But to watch these guys that I knew play just motivated me to want to do what they was doing. And as I said in my post, to hear my name called. But Michael Pittman and Clyde Cooper took it to a whole nother level for me. Now, they got some other people. I mean, I'm not gonna stop there, but I'm trying to cover every area, even if I don't know people at St. James or West St. John or Hanville. I'm looking for research because this is not about St. John Parish. This is not just about the river. I'm sorry, East St. John. This is about the river region. So with that being said, I'm not going. I was trying to go in a particular order, but I can't do that. So the next person I talked about was these two gentlemen right here from Lutcher High School, which is in St. James Parish in Louisiana, a part of the river region. All right. Right here, there's Terrence Jones and Mark Zeno. And as I said in my post, I didn't see those guys playing in high school, but I heard a lot about them while they was at Tulane. I was too young. I didn't pay much attention to college at that time. But because they was from Lutcher High School, because they was from the river parishes, yes, we heard a lot about them. So I did my research, and I even came across some film, which I didn't post, but those guys were outstanding athletes, and there's a lot more outstanding athletes that came out of Lutcher with them, and especially after them that I know of that I will be talking about, as well as at St. James High School, West St. John High School, Hanville High School, and of course East St. John High School. And I'm not going to count out St. Charles and Riverside Academy because they all make up the river regions. So guys, that's about it for now. That's about it for now. I just wanted to get on here and really just thank you guys for all the love and support, for the things I've been posting, for the things that I'm partaking in. I have a lot of things that I have in planning stages right now. That's all I'm going to say about that. I've learned from other business owners or other men of business, individuals of business, not to speak too fast before you actually get something in place. So that's what I'm doing. But I do have several things that I'm working on, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity where I can actually share it. So with that being said, you guys take care. God bless. And as always, be safe. Matter of fact, let me close this out because this thing is small. I know there were some things I didn't share, but it is okay. I'm gonna try to get on here. The plan is to get on here more consistently. So again, you guys take care. God bless. Those of you who's on here live, I thank you for sharing, take some time out with me. Those of you who seen the recording, I thank you for taking the time out to watch the recording. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, Coach Mason's Film Room, please don't be afraid to subscribe. I have a lot of things planned for my YouTube channel. And that's it. So again, you guys take care. God bless. And as always, peace.